The first breath of dawn paints the sky in soft whispers of pink and gold. Beneath the ancient cherry tree, Haruki sits, his weathered kimono absorbing the warmth of the earth. His quill dances across the parchment, each stroke a delicate tribute to the fleeting beauty around him. Pale petals descend from above, kissing his hand as if to lend their blessing. "Even the wind mourns," Haruki murmurs, the words barely escaping his lips, as though carried away by the gentle breeze. Iko stands nearby, a basket of plum blossoms cradled in her arms like a cherished memory. Her smile is a soft curve, tender, yet shadowed by a veil of quiet sorrow. "The wind carries whispers of the past," she replies, her voice as gentle as the morning light filtering through the blossoms. Haruki pauses, his gaze resting on her. In these whispers, I hear her voice. Aiko's eyes, dark pools of understanding, meet his. Yuki's spirit lingers with us. Her presence is in every petal, every sigh of the wind. Haruki nods, his heart a tapestry of longing and regret. The quill in his hand trembles, mirroring the tremor in his soul. I write to remember, to hold on to what time tries to steal away. Stepping closer, Aiko places a hand on his shoulder, light as a feather, yet grounding as the earth itself. Some memories are woven into the fabric of our being. They do not fade, Haruki. He turns to face her, the morning air a silent witness to their unspoken bond. Yet, the memories grow heavy, like stones in my heart. Aiko tilts her head, the basket shifting with the motion. Perhaps it is not the memories that weigh you down, but the burden of holding them alone. The cherry blossoms flutter around them, a dance of grace and gravity. Haruki reaches out, catching a solitary petal in his palm. This moment, its beauty is all the more precious because it is fleeting. Aiko's smile returns, gentle as a lullaby, and in its passing, it teaches us the value of every breath, every heartbeat. As the dawn unfolds its splendor, Haruki's fingers close around the petal, a silent promise cradled in its fragile form. In the impermanence, we find our truth, he whispers, his voice a quiet anthem to the morning. Aiko stands beside him, her presence a steadfast beacon. Together they gaze toward the horizon where the sun rises, a golden echo of hope illuminating the path ahead. Haruki wrapped his fingers around the worn cloak draped over his shoulders, stepping lightly through the village's winding paths. The lanterns, their flickering flames a tender dance against the encroaching darkness, cast elongated shadows that seemed to stretch toward some unknown destiny. His footsteps whispered against the cobblestones, a gentle echo that accompanied him through the quiet night. "Aiko," he murmured, feeling the weight of unseen eyes upon him. The night carries its own melody. Aiko, though not present in form, lingered in memory, her gentle laughter a balm to his restless spirit. Yet, as Haruki moved deeper into the heart of the village, the air grew cold, wrapping him in an embrace that spoke of forgotten sorrows. From the corner of his eye, he glimpsed a presence that was both familiar and elusive. Yuki's form shimmered like the morning mist, a vision caught between the realms of the living and the departed. She stood at the edge of the path, her ephemeral beauty tinged with the sadness that pierced the veil of the night. "Yuki," Haruki breathed, his voice barely a whisper. He halted, his heart pounding with the weight of unspoken regrets. Her lips moved. Silently, a lullaby woven from the strands of memory and longing. The melody drifted toward him, a tender thread that tugged at the very fabric of his soul. "Are you here to remind me of what was lost?" Haruki asked, his words a fragile bridge to the spirit world. Yuki's eyes, deep and knowing, held a sorrow that mirrored his own. Her presence flickered, a fragile light on the verge of extinguishing, and yet her gaze spoke volumes, a silent conversation in a language only they comprehended. "Your silence," It speaks louder than any words, he continued, stepping closer, reaching out with a trembling hand. But as he neared, Yuki's form dissolved like smoke in the breeze, leaving behind only the lingering chill that seeped into his bones. The night seemed to close in around him, the shadows deepening, the world a portrait of solitude and longing. With a heavy heart, Haruki resumed his walk, the path ahead shrouded in a darkness that now felt familiar, almost comforting. The village lanterns flickered, their light a beacon of warmth amidst the encroaching cold. "Even in absence, you find a way to stay," he whispered, his voice carried by the night wind to ears unseen. And so, with each step, Haruki carried the memory of Yuki, her silent song a constant companion in the quiet embrace of twilight. The room hummed with the quiet dignity of time, Kaito's humble abode a sanctuary of memories. The scent of jasmine tea curled through the air, weaving a gentle tapestry with the warmth of the room. Haruki entered, pausing at the threshold, his eyes tracing the delicate patterns of the tatami mats. Kaito, seated with the grace of a steadfast mountain, gestured for him to join. "Haruki," Kaito began, his voice like the rustle of ancient leaves, "the tea is ready. Come, sit with me." Haruki nodded, lowering himself across from the elder, his movements slow and deliberate. The teacups, handcrafted and weathered, spoke of generations past. As Kaito poured the tea, the steam rose like whispered secrets. "This village," he continued, "has seen many moons wax and wane, each one bringing with it stories bound to the earth." Haruki listened, his heart heavy with the weight of the unseen, the tea's warmth a momentary balm against the chill of his thoughts. "The past," Kaito said, lifting his cup with reverence. "It has its own voice, does it not?" He took a sip, the liquid an elixir of patience. "But remember, it is the present that sings the song of life." Haruki contemplated these words, his gaze lingering on the tea's surface, the swirling reflections a mirror to his troubled soul. "Kaito-san," Haruki replied softly, "I find myself caught between the whispers of yesterday and the silence of tomorrow." He met the elder's eyes, seeking solace in their timeless depths. Kaito set his cup down gently, the chime of porcelain a soothing note in the stillness. "Haruki, the past is like the river, always flowing, yet never the same. We cannot change its course, but we can choose how to walk along its banks." His hand rested on Haruki's shoulder, a gesture as comforting as a father's embrace. Haruki nodded, his heart a battlefield of echoes. "Your wisdom is like the dawn, Kaito-san. It shines upon the darkness within me." Yet, even as he spoke, the specter of Yuki lingered in the corners of his vision, her silent lullaby a haunting refrain. Kaito's eyes softened, understanding etched in every line of his face. "You carry a heavy burden, my friend," he said, his voice a gentle stream. "But remember, you are not alone in this journey." Haruki bowed his head, the truth of Kaito's words resonating like a temple bell. As the last of the jasmine scent faded, he felt a flicker of hope, a fragile light in the encroaching shadows. The moon's gentle glow spills over the courtyard, silvering the stones with a serene luminescence. Haruki sits with a quill poised. Above, rice paper, his hand trembling as he begins to write. The night air is crisp, carrying the faint scent of blooming wisterias, as if the earth itself sighs in rhythm with his heartbeat. "The night weaves stories of its own," Haruki murmurs, each word a delicate bridge to the realm beyond. The ink flows from the quill, forming shapes and symbols that feel foreign yet achingly familiar. Aiko approaches, her footsteps light, like whispers among the grasses. She stops beside him, her eyes tracing the curves of the calligraphy. "You write with the moon's tender touch," she observes, her voice a gentle caress against the night's stillness. Haruki nods, his expression a tapestry of longing and resolve. "I feel her," he confides, his gaze never leaving the parchment. "In every shadow, in every breath." Aiko kneels beside him, her presence a balm to his weary spirit. "Yuki's name. It emerges from the ink as if summoned by your heart," she says softly, pointing to the delicate characters that have formed without his conscious will. She is near. The night wraps around them, a cloak of quiet contemplation. Haruki closes, his eyes allowing the silence to speak the truths he dares not voice. "What does she seek, Aiko?" he asks, his question lingering in the air like the scent of jasmine. "Perhaps she seeks to remind you," Aiko suggests, her words weaving a tapestry of understanding and unspoken love. "To remind you of the beauty that once was, and what might still be." Haruki opens his eyes, the shadows of doubt retreating like the tide. "Her presence is a gift," he admits, his voice tinged with both gratitude and sorrow. "Yet, it is also a reminder of the void she left behind." Aiko reaches out, her hand resting over his, the warmth of her touch grounding him in the present. "The void need not be a chasm of despair," she whispers, her gaze unwavering. "It can be a space for new beginnings." Haruki's heart beats in quiet agreement, the rhythm of a new resolve echoing within him. "To honor Yuki's memory, I must learn to live once more," he declares, the words a pledge to the night and to himself. Aiko smiles, the moonlight catching in her eyes, transforming sorrow into hope. "Together we will find the path," she assures him, her voice a gentle promise that carries them both through the shadows of uncertainty. As Haruki returns to his writing, the night watches over them, a silent guardian to their shared journey, the ink flowing like a river's gentle embrace. The shrine looms ahead, shrouded in twilight's deepening hues. Haruki and Aiko tread softly, their footsteps a gentle rustle against the worn path. The air is thick with the scent of incense, an offering, to gods and spirits alike. Aiko's fingers brush against Haruki's arm, her presence a balm against the chill that curls around them. "Do you feel it, Haruki?" Aiko's voice is a whisper, a note of apprehension threading through her words. He inclines his head, the shadows, casting an elongated echo of his form. "Yes. It is as if the air itself mourns," he replies, his gaze fixed on the shrine's entrance, where ancient wood groans in the wind. Together they light the candles, a flickering constellation against the encroaching night. The flames dance, casting a warm glow upon their faces. Yet, in a fleeting moment, a gust surges through the shrine, extinguishing the light, leaving them in a shroud of darkness. Aiko gasps, her hand seeking Haruki's for reassurance. "What does it mean?" she asks, her voice trembling like the leaves in a storm. "The spirit," Haruki murmurs, a chill settling into his bones. "It is here, restless and unresolved." The air thickens, a palpable tension drawing them closer. A voice, ancient and sorrow-laden, whispers from the shadows. "Do you not understand?" It echoes, each word a ripple through the ether. A shadow of anger and grief. Haruki straightens, his breath steadying as he faces the presence unseen but deeply felt. "I seek to understand," he responds, his tone a gentle counter to the spirit's bitterness. "To heal what was wounded by my hand." The ground beneath them quivers, a tremor born of old sorrows and unhealed wounds. Aiko, resolute, steps forward, her determination a beacon in the dim light. "We come with open hearts," she declares, her voice clear like the first note of a morning bird. "Let us honor what was and seek peace for what is." There is a pause, a heartbeat in the hush that follows. The spirit's presence shifts, a softening in its once rigid form, as if the weight of their words reaches across the divide, seeking connection. Haruki and Aiko remain still, their breaths synchronized with the rhythm of the earth beneath them. In that suspended moment, an understanding flickers, tentative but real, a fragile bridge of hope spanning the chasm of time. Haruki sat cross-legged on the tatami mat, his eyes tracing the delicate patterns of the tea room's shoji screens. The scent of sandalwood lingered, mingling with the faint aroma of green tea. Kaito, the village elder, poured the steaming liquid into 2 cups, his movements deliberate and serene. "The spirits are restless, Haruki," Kaito began, his voice a deep, rumbling echo that resonated within the quiet room. "To face them is to face the truth within yourself." Haruki's fingers curled around the warm cup, seeking comfort in its heat. "But how does one face the shadows of the past?" His voice wavered, like leaves caught in an uncertain breeze. Kaito leaned forward, his gaze steady and unwavering. "By seeking the light that lies within the shadows." His words hung in the air, a thread of wisdom woven through time. "Do not fear what you must uncover. Fear only the chains it forges upon your soul." Haruki nodded slowly, the weight of Kaito's words settling upon him like a mantle. He sipped the tea, its bitter edge a reminder of the path he must tread. "The vengeful spirit spoke of things I can barely understand," he admitted, his eyes clouded with the fog of memories. "Its anger, it consumes me." "The spirit's anger is but a reflection of your own," Kaito replied, his eyes narrowing as if peering through the veil of the unseen. "To free the spirit, you must first free yourself." "But how?" Haruki's voice was a whisper, carried away on the wings of doubt. "By understanding the roots of your pain." Kaito's hand rested on Haruki's shoulder, a grounding force amidst the swirling currents of confusion. "Only then can you release the burden you carry." Haruki closed his eyes, the elder's touch anchoring him. The room fell into a silence that breathed, each inhalation an exploration of inner turmoil, each exhalation a tentative step toward peace. "The mountain casts a long shadow," Kaito continued, his voice now a gentle murmur. "Yet, beyond it, lies the open sky." Haruki opened his eyes, the glimmer of determination igniting within their depths. "I will seek the truth," he declared, his voice steady as the resolve that now filled him. "I will find the light in the shadows." Kaito smiled, a soft curve that spoke of pride and hope. "Then you are ready, Haruki." His words settled like a benediction, a blessing that echoed through the chambers of Haruki's heart, setting him upon a path that promised not only confrontation but also healing. Their tea now finished, Haruki rose, each step purposeful, each breath a bridge to the soul he needed to mend. The moon weaves its silver threads through the ancient pines, casting a serene glow upon the sleeping village. Haruki lies restless on his futon, eyes tracing the intricate patterns of shadow and moonlight on the paper screen. His heart a prisoner of time, he drifts into the realm of dreams where past and present entwine. Haruki. Her voice is a soft breeze, a whisper that carries him into a world painted with twilight hues. He stands in a field of snow, each flake a memory in descent. Yuki stands before him, her form a gentle light against the vastness. "Do not mourn what was given freely," she whispers, her words a balm that soothes the aching void within. "But I failed you," Haruki replies, his voice fractured like brittle ice. "I lost the path we once walked." Yuki's smile is the dawn breaking over distant hills, tender and unyielding. "Our journey was never meant to end in regret," she assures him, her touch as light as falling snow. "The love we shared is a river that flows beyond the bounds of time." Haruki steps forward, reaching for the warmth of her presence, yet she remains just beyond his grasp. "How do I let go?" he asks, the question a fragile leaf caught in the river's current. By remembering. That love is the bridge you must cross, Yuki answers, her figure beginning to fade, the snow melting under the warmth of an unseen sun. Live, Haruki. Live for both of us. The dream unravels like a silken thread, and Haruki stirs awake, tears mingling with the morning dew. The world is reborn in hues of gold, light cascading over the quiet village. He rises with purpose, a newfound resolve etched upon his soul. The morning air is crisp and clean as he steps outside, the cherry blossoms whispering secrets in the wind. Yuki, he murmurs, lifting his gaze to the heavens, his heart a vessel filled with her parting words. As Haruki moves through the village, he feels the pulse of life beneath his feet, each step a testament to the promise he made. His burdens, once heavy as the mountains, now seem to lift like the morning mist, revealing a path to the horizon. Haruki walks in the light of a new dawn, where shadows dance and dreams take flight on wings of hope. Haruki sat at the edge of the koi pond, the water reflecting the sky's gentle hues, as if nature itself whispered secrets of the universe. Aiko approached quietly, her footsteps barely disturbing the delicate silence. "You dreamed of her?" Aiko asked, settling beside Haruki. Her voice was soft, a gentle ripple against the morning stillness. "Yes," Haruki replied, his gaze lost in the dance of the koi, their colors swirling like stories untold. "Yuki came to me. Her touch was like snow, disappearing before it had truly touched the earth." Aiko nodded, her eyes tracing the lines of Haruki's weary face. "And what did she say?" She told me not to mourn what was given freely." Haruki murmured, his voice a fragile thread in the tapestry of dawn. Her words were like balm, soothing yet bittersweet. Silence enfolded them, the world holding its breath. The cherry blossoms drifted above, each petal a whispered promise. Aiko reached out, resting her hand gently on Haruki's arm. "Perhaps it is time to let go," she suggested, her words lingering in the air, both an offering and a plea. Haruki turned to meet her gaze, the depth of her understanding resonating within him. "I fear the emptiness that follows," he confessed, his voice carrying the weight of 1,000 unspoken fears. "To let go is to lose the part of me that is still tied to her." Aiko smiled softly, her eyes reflecting the morning light, weaving a tapestry of hope amidst the threads of resignation. "To let go is not to forget," she whispered, her words a gentle caress. "It is to honor her by living, by embracing the life she gave to you." The koi swirled beneath them, their movements like the flow of time, eternal yet ever-changing. Haruki closed his eyes, feeling the pulse of the earth beneath his feet, the quiet promise of renewal echoing in his heart. "To live is to remember," he said, voice steady as the dawn's breath. "To let go is to find joy in that remembrance." Aiko nodded, a silent affirmation that resonated between them, a bridge of understanding. "Then let us find that joy together," she said softly, her hand lingering on his arm like a prayer. Together they rose, their steps in harmony with the earth's ancient song, a new chapter unfolding in the gentle embrace of the morning light. The forest breathes with the echoes of history as Haruki and Kaito tread softly upon the leaf-strewn path. Sunlight filters through the canopy, painting the ground in patterns of gold and shadow. With each step, Haruki feels the tug of the past, a gentle pull that leads him toward understanding. "We are the keepers of memory," Kaito begins, his voice a gentle murmur amidst the rustling leaves. "Our lives are threads woven into the fabric of this land." Haruki nods, the truth of Kaito's words resonating deep within. "I can feel it," he replies, his gaze sweeping over the ancient stones that rise like sentinels around them. Each step, each breath, a story waiting to be told. Kaito gestures to a cluster of stones, their surfaces etched with symbols long. Forgotten. Here lies the heart of your journey, he intones, his hand resting on Haruki's shoulder. These stones bear witness to the past, to the lives that have touched yours. Haruki closes his eyes, allowing the whispers of the earth to fill his senses. The air hums with memories, a symphony of souls who have walked this path before. He places a hand upon the nearest stone, the cool surface grounding him, connecting him to something greater than himself. In the silence, we find our answers, Kaito continues, his voice a gentle guide. The spirits speak through the earth, through the wind, through us. Haruki kneels before the stones, his heart open to the whispers that swirl around him. I seek forgiveness, he murmurs, his words a prayer carried on the breeze, for the mistakes of my past, for the pain I have caused. Kaito stands beside him, solemn and steady. To seek forgiveness is to embrace the truth within, he says, his gaze fixed on the horizon. It is the path to peace. Haruki rises, the weight of his sorrow lightened by the presence of the stones, the presence of Kaito. I will honor them, he promises, his voice firm with resolve. I will honor Yuki, and all that she gave. Kaito smiles, a quiet pride shining in his eyes. You are ready, he declares, the words anointing Haruki with newfound strength. The journey begins and ends with you. As they turn to leave, Haruki casts one last look at the stones, their silent testimony a beacon of hope. He steps forward, his heart aligned with the rhythm of the earth, the rhythm of life. The moon hung like a solitary lantern in the night sky, its glow casting ethereal shadows across the secluded glade. Haruki stood alone, the air tense with anticipation. The forest seemed to hold its breath, the whispers of leaves a hushed choir to the unfolding drama. His heart echoed the steady beat of the earth, each thud a reminder of his purpose. The spirit emerged from the shadows, its form shifting like smoke in the twilight. Eyes aglow with ancient rage, it hovered, a specter of forgotten wounds and lingering pain. Haruki stepped forward, his resolve a silent declaration against the encroaching darkness. I wronged you, he began, his voice firm yet soft as a breeze, through a bamboo grove. In my ignorance, I allowed despair to cloud my judgment. The spirit's eyes flickered, an ember caught in the wind's caress, and Haruki felt the tremor of its fury like a distant storm. Words cannot mend the past, the spirit hissed, its voice a chill that sliced through the night. Haruki bowed his head, acknowledging the truth that lay beneath the spirit's ire. No, he admitted, breathing in the scent of earth and time. But perhaps they can build a bridge to understanding. The spirit shifted, its form wavering like a candle's uncertain flame. Haruki watched, his heart attuned to the unseen currents of its turmoil. He took another step forward, the earth beneath his feet solid and sure. I have carried my guilt like a mountain on my back, but it is not my burden alone, he continued, his words a gentle salve to the spirit's fractured heart. I ask for your forgiveness, not for the sake of absolution, but for the peace it might bring. The spirit's eyes, once hardened with bitterness, softened, its edges blurring into the night. Aiko emerged from the shadows, her presence a beacon of quiet strength. She approached, her steps gentle as a whisper through the forest's embrace. The past need not bind us, she spoke, her voice weaving threads of compassion and hope. The spirit trembled, its anger melting like spring snow beneath the touch of dawn. The glade shimmered with anticipation, and in that moment of clarity, Yuki's spirit materialized, a vision of grace and serenity. She extended her hand, her touch a balm of pure light. "Peace," she whispered, her voice a gentle caress that soothed the spirit's wounds. Haruki watched, his heart lifting as the spirit dissolved into the night, a silent benediction that lifted the weight from his soul. The forest exhaled, the tension dissipating like mist under the sun's tender gaze. Aiko steps forward, her presence a soft light in the encroaching darkness. The forest hums with an eerie silence, the shadows quivering like leaves in a gentle breeze. She looks at Haruki with unwavering resolve, her eyes tender yet firm. "The past need not bind us," she pleads, her voice a delicate thread weaving through the tension in the air. Haruki watches, his heart pounding in the stillness, as the vengeful spirit's form flickers like a candle's flame. The spirit hesitates, its eyes a tempest of anger and pain, ancient fury etched in every line of its spectral face. Aiko takes a breath, her words flowing like an unbroken melody. "You have lingered too long in sorrow's embrace," she continues, each word a gentle nudge against the spirit's hardened edges. "Forgive yourself, and let us forgive you, for the sake of peace." The spirit shudders, its rage melting like spring snow under Aiko's compassionate gaze. Haruki feels the air around him shift, a fragile hope taking root in the soil of their shared history. He steps closer, the earth solid beneath his feet, reaching for the spirit with an outstretched hand. "We are all bound by choices," Haruki admits, his voice a quiet echo of Aiko's plea. "But there is room for redemption, if only we allow it." Spirit's face, a mask of sorrow, begins to soften. Aiko's hand finds Haruki's, their fingers entwining in a bond stronger than fear. "We stand together," she murmurs, her voice a balm on the open wound of the past. The spirit trembles, its form becoming more translucent, like mist surrendering to the dawn. Haruki feels the warmth of Aiko's hand, a testament to love's unwavering endurance. The night breathes around them, the world holding its breath in anticipation. For a moment, time pauses, the forest alive with the possibility of forgiveness. The spirit's eyes meet Aiko's, and in that gaze, a reluctant acceptance blooms. "It is time," Aiko whispers, her words a gentle caress that soothes the spirit's turbulent heart. The spirit bows its head, a ripple passing through its spectral body, as if acknowledging a long-lost truth. Haruki watches, his heart a symphony of relief and sorrow, as the spirit begins to dissolve into the night, a silent benediction that lifts the weight from his soul. Aiko smiles softly, her eyes reflecting the peace that now settles like a gentle rain. Haruki nods, his heart lighter, grateful for the love that has guided them through the darkness. They stand side by side, united in the quiet triumph of this moment, as the world breathes anew around them. The moon hangs low, casting a soft glow upon the tranquil forest where shadows dance gently with the whispering winds. Haruki stands, his heart a steady drumbeat against the stillness. Beside him, Aiko's presence is a soft light in the encroaching darkness, her eyes like lanterns in a storm. The vengeful spirit hovers before them, its form a swirling mist of deep longing and unresolved grief. Haruki gazes at it, his voice, a calm river flowing through their shared past. "I wronged you," he confesses, every syllable imbued with the weight of long-buried regret. His voice fills the night air, steady as the wind's embrace. The spirit's eyes, once ablaze with ancient rage, flicker like a candle's flame, caught in the delicate balance between anger and release. It trembles, the air around it shimmering with the echoes of forgotten sorrow. Aiko takes a step forward, her presence a soothing balm in the heart of the storm. Her words weave a tapestry of forgiveness and compassion, their gentle strength a melody that harmonizes with the earth's quiet song. "The past need not bind us," she pleads, her voice a gentle caress that lingers in the spirit's ears. The spirit wavers, its anger melting away like spring snow under the sun's tender gaze. Its form begins to soften, revealing a face etched with sorrow, a visage of longing and loss. In this moment of fragile clarity, Yuki's spirit, a vision of ethereal grace, appears amidst the shadows, her form like the first flurries of winter. She reaches out, her fingers trailing through the air as if to touch something intangible yet deeply yearned for. "Peace," she whispers, her voice a gentle lullaby that soothes the spirit's anguish. The word resonates like a soft bell, its sound spreading through the night, a ripple in the still water of the spirit's turmoil. The spirit's form begins to dissolve into the caress of the night, its essence carried away by the wind, a silent benediction that lifts like a fog dissipating with the dawn. Haruki watches, his heart lightened by the spirit's gentle passing, a silent understanding blossoming within him. The weight of his past eases, the burden of unspoken dreams unfurling like the petals of cherry blossoms in the breeze. Aiko stands beside him, her gaze a steady anchor in this sea of change. Together, they witness the spirit's release, a testament to the enduring grace of love and forgiveness. And as the night envelopes them, they find solace in the quiet promise of renewal. The village awakens to a morning drenched in golden light, the air alive with the promise of renewal. Haruki stands at his writing desk, the quill poised above a fresh sheet. The soft rustle of cherry blossoms fills the room, as if nature itself leans in to listen. "To live is to remember," he writes, the words flowing like a river toward the distant sea. He pauses, feeling the weight of each letter, the ink a bridge to the world of the living and the lost. A gentle knock interrupts the quiet. Aiko steps in, her presence as serene as the dawn. "Haruki," she calls softly, her voice carrying the warmth of the morning sun. He turns, offering a smile that speaks of newfound peace. "Aiko," he acknowledges, setting the quill aside. The words, they finally come without burden. Her eyes reflect the sky's vast expanse, a mirror of hope and gentle understanding. "Your words have always been your strength," she murmurs, moving closer, her hand resting lightly on his arm. Haruki nods, the burden of his past easing like clouds parting after the storm. "They are a part of me," he admits, his gaze returning to the parchment. "But now, they guide me forward, not backward." Aiko's smile deepens, her fingers tracing the edge of his desk with care. "The village feels it too," she whispers, glancing out the window where the cherry blossoms fall like gentle rain. "Your words, they heal." He rises, guided by an invisible thread that pulls him toward the open air. "Then let us share them," he decides, his voice carrying the quiet conviction of one who has walked through shadows and returned to the light. Together, they step outside, the earth's steady rhythm matching their own. Aiko picks up a fallen blossom, cradling it in her palm. Each petal, a testament to love's enduring grace, she reflects. Haruki watches, his heart filled with gratitude for the renewal he finds in her presence. "In the dance of shadows and light," he begins, "we find our truth." The villagers gather, drawn to his voice, their heads bowing in unity. His words float on the breeze, each syllable a healing touch that binds them together in shared understanding. Kaito observes from a distance, the village elder's heart full of quiet satisfaction. He nods to himself, content in the knowledge that the cycle of life and death remains unbroken. Haruki turns to Aiko, their eyes meeting in silent promise. "This is our moment," he breathes, stepping into the present, leaving the past as a memory, etched in time. Haruki sits beneath the cherry blossoms, the gentle breeze rustling through the branches. He looks up at the sky, its endless blue a reflection of newfound clarity. Aiko approaches, her footsteps soft against the earth, her presence a balm to his weary soul. "Haruki," she calls softly, her voice threading through the air like a melody. He turns to her, his eyes meeting hers, as if seeking refuge in their familiar depths. "Aiko," he replies, his voice carrying the weight of both sorrow and solace. "The cherry blossoms are especially beautiful today." "They are," she agrees, settling beside him. Her gaze lifts to the petals drifting like forgotten dreams. "They remind me of how transient life can be, yet how beautiful it is, even in its brevity." He nods, her words resonating in the silence that follows. "Your words have always been your strength," she continues, her hand coming to rest lightly on his arm. "And your heart. It holds a resilience that is rare." Haruki smiles, a gentle warmth spreading through him. "Thank you, Aiko. I often forget that the strength of my words reflects the strength of those around me." Aiko's eyes soften, her fingers tightening ever so slightly in reassurance. "Together, we've weathered many storms," she says, her voice steady and sure, like the earth beneath them. "And like the cherry trees, we've endured, blossomed anew." He glances at the blossoms, their soft pink a testament to life's fleeting beauty. "To live is to embrace the now," he muses, his voice a whisper against the wind, "and to honor the past, without being its prisoner." Aiko smiles, a radiant expression that lights her features. "Yes, sometimes the hardest part is letting go," she says, her words weaving through the air like a gentle breeze. "But when we do, we find space for new beginnings." The petals swirl around them, a dance of nature that speaks of renewal and hope. Haruki meets her gaze again, a shared understanding, passing between them. "With you, I find that space," he admits, his voice filled with quiet certainty. Aiko's hand remains on his arm, her touch a steady anchor in a world of continual change. "And with you," she replies, "I find the courage to face each dawn, and the grace to cherish what remains." Together, they sit beneath the cherry blossoms, the world around them alive with possibilities. In the distance, the village hums with the promise of a new day, the air filled with the gentle whisper of dreams yet to be realized. Kaito stood beneath the sprawling canopy of cherry blossoms, the petals cascading around him like a gentle rain. His eyes traced the figures of Haruki and Aiko as they moved through the village, their presence a harmonious note in the morning symphony. He smiled, a soft reflection of the peace that now colored the village. "The cycle continues," he whispered, his voice barely disturbing the tranquil air. "As it should." A young villager approached, her steps tentative yet filled with curiosity. "Elder Kaito," she asked, her voice breaking the serene silence, "will the spirits return?" Kaito turned to her, his gaze steady and kind. "Spirits are like the wind," he said, "invisible yet ever present. They guide, they linger, but they cannot bind us unless we allow them to." She nodded, her understanding like a budding flower. "Haruki seems different," she observed, watching as Haruki and Aiko paused beneath the cherry blossoms, as if he's found something lost. Kaito chuckled quietly, the sound merging with the rustle of leaves. "It's the quiet in his heart," he replied, "the stillness that comes after a storm." Haruki, sensing their distant conversation, glanced over, a serene confidence in his eyes. He raised a hand in greeting, the gesture simple yet filled with gratitude. Kaito returned the gesture, a silent acknowledgement of the journey they had all shared. The young villager watched them with renewed wonder. "Is it love that binds them, Elder?" she inquired, a hint of innocence in her tone. Kaito let his gaze linger on Aiko, her spirit as luminous as the dawn. "Love, yes," he affirmed, "but also understanding, forgiveness, and the courage to let go." The girl pondered this, her eyes reflecting a wisdom beyond her years. "I hope to find such strength." Kaito placed a gentle hand on her shoulder, his touch a promise of guidance. "You will," he assured her, In time, we all do. Haruki and Aiko, unaware of the exchange, stood beneath the cherry blossoms, their hands intertwined. The petals fell around them, a gentle confetti that celebrated their renewed bond. "Your words carry the weight of 1,000 dreams," Aiko murmured, her gaze unwavering and filled with admiration. "And your presence gives them flight." Haruki responded, his voice a soft melody that danced upon the air. Kato watched them, his heart swelling with quiet satisfaction. In the dance of life, he thought, they had found their rhythm. The villagers moved around them, each step a testament to the enduring grace of love and life. The village gathers beneath the vast canopy of evening skies, lanterns casting gentle luminescence upon eager faces. Haruki steps forward, the soft murmur of anticipation mingling with the rustle of leaves. His breath forms a delicate mist in the cool air. In the dance of shadows and light, Haruki begins, his voice resonant yet tender. "We find our truth, a truth that binds us as one." The villagers listen intently, their eyes reflecting flickers of understanding. Haruki's gaze sweeps over them, each face a tapestry of stories woven through time. Life and death are but two threads of the same fabric, he continues, pausing, as the wind caresses his words, carrying them like whispers through the night. In remembering those we have lost, we honor their journeys and our own. A soft murmur of agreement spreads through the crowd, heads nodding in quiet reflection. Haruki watches as Aiko steps forward, her presence a beacon of warmth and grace. "To hold on to the past," she adds softly, her voice a gentle melody that intertwines with his, "is to cherish the lessons it imparts. Yet to live is to embrace each fleeting moment with open hearts." The villagers bow their heads, the weight of her words settling like the petals of a blossom upon the earth. Kaito stands at the periphery, his eyes glistening with unspoken pride. Haruki turns to him, their shared glance a bridge across the years. "Through the shadows, we walk toward the light," Haruki continues, the momentum of his words gathering strength. "Together, we weave a tapestry of memories, each thread an echo of those who came before." Silence stretches like silk, the air thick with the unspoken connection that binds them all. Haruki feels the presence of Yuki, a gentle whisper in his heart, her spirit a guiding light in the encroaching dusk. He bows deeply to the assembly, gratitude woven into the gesture. "May we walk this path with humility and strength, with love as our compass." The villagers respond with a unison bow, their respect and understanding a palpable force. As Haruki straightens, he meets Aiko's gaze, her eyes a reflection of the journey they have taken together. The lanterns sway gently in the breeze, casting dancing shadows that mimic the human condition. Ever shifting, ever true. Haruki inhales, the crisp air, his spirit buoyed by the shared understanding that envelops them like an unbreakable bond. In this moment of collective silence, the village becomes a living testament to resilience and hope, a chorus of souls united in the eternal dance of light and shadow. The sun sets slowly, painting the horizon with hues of crimson and gold. Haruki and Aiko walk side by side, their feet crunching softly on the gravel path, the air around them filled with the whisper of the evening breeze. "Do you feel it?" Aiko asks, her voice a gentle murmur against the rustling leaves. Haruki nods, glancing at her with a soft smile. "Yes, it's as if the earth breathes anew." The path narrows, guiding them beneath an archway of cherry blossoms, the petals falling like snowflakes around them. Haruki pauses, catching a petal in his hand, marveling at its delicate beauty. "Life is fragile, isn't it?" Aiko muses, watching the petal slip from Haruki's fingers to join its brethren on the ground. "Like a poem unwritten," Haruki replies, the weight of his words hanging in the air. Yet, within that fragility lies strength. Aiko's eyes meet his, pools of understanding and compassion. You have found peace, Haruki, and with it, the strength to move forward. Their journey continues, each step a testament to healing, to letting go. The path widens into an open field, the sky vast and endless above them. Haruki inhales deeply, the cool air filling his lungs, his heart lightened by the day's revelations. Aiko, he begins, his voice steady, yet tinged with gratitude. Your presence, like the steady flame that guides a lost traveler. She chuckles, softly, her laughter a melody that dances upon the air. And you, always the poet, even in gratitude. They walk in silence for a moment, the rhythm of their steps echoing the pulse of the earth beneath them. Aiko's hand finds Haruki's, there, fingers entwining like a promise unspoken. The village will remember. Aiko whispers, her gaze sweeping over the distant rooftops, the lanterns flickering to life against the encroaching night. And so will I. Haruki responds, his voice a gentle vow. For in remembering, we find our strength. As twilight deepens, the village lights twinkle like stars fallen to earth, a tapestry of warmth against the gathering night. Haruki and Aiko stand at the crest of the hill, their silhouettes framed by the glow of the evening sky. In this dance, of shadows and light, Haruki murmurs, echoing his earlier words, we have found our truth. Aiko leans into him, her head resting gently on his shoulder, the world quiet around them. Together, she breathes, and Haruki nods, their hearts beating in harmony with the universe's eternal song. The horizon blushes with the last light of dusk, a tapestry of orange and violet that stretches like a sigh across the heavens. Haruki and Aiko pause at the edge of the river, its waters a mirror of the sky's fleeting beauty. Tomorrow, Haruki begins, his voice tentative yet hopeful, I shall finish the poem. Aiko turns to him, her eyes tender pools of understanding. The words will find you, she replies, her voice a gentle breeze that stirs the silent air. They always do. Haruki nods, a quiet smile playing across his lips. He kneels by the riverbank, cupping his hands to gather the cool, clear water. The river remembers, he muses, letting the water slip through his fingers, each droplet a testament to the passage of time. The river sings. Aiko counters softly, stepping closer, her presence a balm for his restless spirit. And its song is forever. He rises, their gazes meeting in the twilight's embrace. Thank you, he murmurs, the weight of his gratitude carried by the evening breeze. For what? Aiko asks, her laughter a delicate echo of the water's lullaby. For being here. Now, Haruki replies, his voice steady as the river's flow. For seeing the shadows and yet choosing the light. Aiko's hand finds his, a touch that speaks of companionship and shared burdens. We all carry shadows, she says, her words a gentle reminder of their shared journey. But it is the light that defines us. Haruki looks toward the village where lanterns flicker to life, their glow a beacon in the gathering night. It is time, he whispers, feeling the night's embrace, to let the past rest. Aiko nods, their silent accord a promise etched in the fading light. Let us walk, she suggests, her voice a soft current that guides them forward. Together, they move along the river's edge, their footsteps a quiet melody that harmonizes with the evening song. The path unfolds before them, each step a testament to the resilience of the human heart. As the stars emerge, scattered like seeds across the velvet sky, Haruki pauses, a final look cast over his shoulder toward the village that holds his history and his heart. To live is to accept, he says, the words a vow whispered to the night. Aiko presses his hand gently. And to love, she adds, her voice a soft echo that lingers in the air. They continue, the river's song a constant companion. As they disappear into the night, the world cradling them in its timeless embrace,